Chief Hanger-Honorer, Nat Garanzi, and this is Witsup Chief Steph Hansen, who is three quarters asleep. How you going there, Chief?
Yeah, all right. I'm going to Roth.
Oh, she's going Roth. Yeah.
But to say I'm tired is a slight understatement.
It's an yeah, she's doing too much right. Show everyone, come on, show them your extra special socks today. Show them, come on.
I'm doing everything I can to get to the Roth starting line.
Yes.
You know, uninjured and okay. But Brett,
yes,
my lovely partner, hasn't dried my compression tight, so I'm going old school compression, the old tube sock.
Nice, classy, well done.
Oh, I'm so tired.
We have a huge show coming up. Let's talk through what's coming up though. Race reports.
We're going to go through Ironman Austria, Buffalo Springs 70.3, Ironman Coeur d'Alene, Mont Tremblant, that one, Ironman France, and 70.3 Syracuse.
We've got some race previews
as well. Challenge Roth, of course. I'll be there on ground.
Dropping it again.
That's right. Ironman Frankfurt, 70.3 Muncie, and the ITU race in Kitzbühel, which is going to be unreal.
Mega. We're going to get serious for a little while and talk about something we're both very passionate about, and that is addressing the issue of drugs in sport.
Yep, it is prevalent in Australian media at the moment.
Absolutely. We get amazing interviews with some awesome chicks.
We've got Marinda Carfrae. We also have Meredith Kessler and Erin Densham.
Boom diggity. And to wrap it all up, we have a brand new segment, which we're very excited about, even though we don't know what we're expecting, which is 1 minute with BG.
That's right, 60 seconds to let Belinda Granger vomit all things triathlon from her head.
Who knows what will come out her face? I am in waiting in bated breath.
Yes.
But Webisode 2, let's get to it. Well, it has been a huge few weeks of racing. Chief with Hansen, take me through it, yo.
Well, the street. Taking Witsup to the street.
So ghetto.
Totally.
Yo, word. To yo mamas.
Hi mama, is that what you mean?
Yeah, that one.
Yo mother.
Hi mum.
Your mother.
Okay, let's do the show, shall we?
Okay. Ironman Austria. Now the winner there was Erica Soma, but I'm going to need our in-house ethnic pronunciation expert. How do we pronounce her name?
Somor. I actually don't know. I'm guessing, but I just put a bit of wog on it there.
Yeah, and I like this.
I feel like I'm in a choir.
From here on in, that's her. Yeah, okay, cool.
Grazie.
Another sub-9 performance by her, which was phenomenal. And a special shout out to Sarah Piampiano. For her fastest marathon split of the day, which is a PB for her as well, 3:02. Which 3:02. Yeah, she's just getting better and better. Buffalo Springs 70.3 saw Angela Nath again back on top. She had a pretty slow start to the year after a few injuries and stuff last year. What are you smiling at?
I just did eyebrows when you said back on top. Sorry, I was laughing at my rudeness.
Anyway, 2:20 bike split, phenomenal.
What? Nutbag.
Mental. And it's cool to see Laura Bennett again, who is smashing 70.3 distances as well. She had the fastest half marathon, 1:24, I think it was.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's awesome to watch. Ironman Coeur d'Alene, Heather Wertel, last year actually raced there and was disqualified for... It probably wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny looking back at it now because she's possibly the tallest female triathlete in the world.
All right.
And she was out on course, had a few mechanicals, and Christy Sim, who's an Aussie athlete, had an unfortunate day, was riding the other way and said, look, my day's over. Take my bike to go back to transition. Now... It's like a giraffe, no offence, but a giraffe riding a, let's go with a bandicoot's bike. Like, there is a massive height difference.
Not only do I love that, but I love the fact that you picked a giraffe and a bandicoot. I don't know. That's like a circus. It's like coming in on a circus bike.
Pretty much. Anyway, that was last year. So she's gone back this year for redemption, smashed the crap out of it. Unreal race, rocked it. She's going to be insane in Kona.
And she'll probably keep her bike too.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, good stuff. Moving on to Mont Tremblant.
That
one. Good to see our mate Lindsay Corbin back out there racing. She had a lower leg injury for a couple of months, and so that was her return to racing, and she won out there and she made the run look easy, let's be honest.
Show off, really.
Yeah, absolute
just showing off.
And we're excited. She's going to do a bit of an article about dealing with injuries from a professional's perspective. So I'm interested to see how she's been coping with it all.
She's doing the article for Witsup.com?
Yeah, apparently so. You can find it on there.
Witsup.com.
Apparently. Moving on to Ironman France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro.
oui. I get so confused.
Mary Beth Ellis back again, crushing the race there. She's got to be one of the toughest athletes out there. She actually crashed on the bike, jumped back on.
Can women stop crashing, please?
And lastly, Syracuse 70.3 silver medalist from the Olympics, Lisa Norton, came out and showed them how to get it done. She won by 23 minutes.
I will not accept less than 40 minutes for the next race now for her.
Yeah, sort it out.
1 hour, actually. Bugger that. An hour. Come on, bring it. I love her. She's a unit.
Pretty impressive. And it's really cool to see some of the short course athletes stepping up to the longer course as well.
Why are people stepping up, Steph?
Well, Nat.
Yes.
It's quite common after an Olympic year. It's a bit of a downtime for the athletes to try different things, step up to the longer course if they want to do so.
I've completed all my goals in life. I've medalled at the Olympics. I've got nothing left and I'm not even 30. Well, she's had a pretty relatively quiet few months results-wise, but she's made some big changes and she's pretty stoked with where her training's at the moment. It's time to have a chat with the uber-rad, Mirinda Rinnie-Carfrae.
Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Now, we want to have a quick chat to you about your season so far. In 2013, you've sort of had a few races where you've just missed the podium. But we were chatting the other day and you said that the racing itself isn't necessarily reflecting where your training's at the moment. So how are you going in terms of in your lead up to Kona?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm right on track or right where I need to be. This is my fifth build-up. I can't believe it's 5 years already of racing Kona and doing the whole build. I have a good idea of where I need to be at this time of the year, and I feel like I'm right where I need to be. I feel like training's going well. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I'm strong. It's just frustrating that I haven't seen those results in races. In the past, I've had very consistent lead-ins to Kona and posted some good results leading in as well. So a little frustrating, but maybe I'm just saving it for the end of the year. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
That's the plan. You've just joined back up with Siri, who was your coach a couple of years ago. So it must be kind of exciting to be able to bring into this coaching and the athlete relationship what you've learned over the past 12 months or so, and then rejoin that with what Siri obviously knows you very well over the 7-year period that you were together. So that's got to be unreal. Yeah,
it feels like coming back home. It feels like I went away to college and I've just come back home. I learnt from, some great coaches in Joel Filiol. He's, one of the best ITE coaches going around right now. Very intelligent, smart guy, great coach. I learned a lot from him and also worked with Matt Simax last year as well. And his attention to detail with, in terms of, cycling training as well as dialing in position and all that sort of thing was really great for me to be around as well. So, it was nice to sort of go and pick a couple of different people's brains and sort of see what was out there in terms of coaching and different approaches. But, for me, I know that, Siri and I did work so well together. We've got a great history. I felt that it was sort of time to go back where I was most comfortable and most confident.
You're like the prodigal child coming home now.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're just looking at a photo of you. There's a flag hanging out of your mouth. It's a great photo that Deli Carr took back in 2009 when you came second in Kona, but it was your very first Ironman. I'm curious as to how every other Ironman has been since that number one time that you towed the line in an Ironman.
Yeah, that first experience, you never forget your first, if you know what I mean.
Apparently.
But yeah, that one was special. I went into that race fully aware of what I was in for. I waited till I was about 28 before I towed the line in Kona for the first time. It was well planned out. I felt that I was pretty well physically prepared for the race. But nothing can really prepare you for that first Ironman, and in particular Kona. That race is special. I mean, this is my fifth preparation, and every year you go there, it's slightly different, and it still feels brand new. It feels so exciting. Well, for me anyway, it feels so exciting going out there, and the energy around the island and around the race. It's a really special event, and you can't prepare yourself. You know, no matter how many times you watch, you know, the whole coverage online from Australia or wherever you are in the world, you can't really fully experience it until you're actually there, obviously. So that day was really special. I was scared, so scared that I wouldn't make it. You know, you see the horror stories of, you know Paul breaking down, you know, a few hundred meters from the finish line. That's a veteran that had won the race so many times. Yeah. You see, you know, Norman Sadler like having a meltdown out in the lava fields, and I just wanted to finish.
Yeah.
So going back, I wanted to go into the race and be a competitor, but first and foremost, you still in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm fit, and I think I can do this well, but let's just finish and not be an embarrassment. Yeah. I got into the run, and I'm like, well, here we go. Let's see what I can do, and I was so unbelievably proud of myself and surprised, you know, to be able to put it together so well in my first year and to get second was crazy. I mean, I was a long way off Chrissy. She was sort of still in another ballpark, but to be, you know, second, my first ever try and on the biggest stage was, yeah, definitely very special.
If you weren't a triathlete, what would you be?
Surfer.
Is Chipotle a good pre-race food?
Absolutely. Chicken and rice. Can't beat it.
Who is the most underrated athlete?
That's a tough one. Well, on the big stage, I think Bella Lux is one of the most underrated since she sent in that lovely Chipotle question.
Yeah. If you were in your prime, what NBA player would be your absolute number one choice to play one-on-one with?
MJ.
Yeah.
I would play with MJ. He's the man. Still is the man.
Awesome. Last question. Red wine goes with what?
Everything.
Yeah.
Cereal, whatever.
Okay, taking things to a more serious level at the moment, we want to have a bit of a chat about drugs in sport, coming off the back of especially what's happened recently with Virginia Bestagui. I just have to check how to pronounce her name properly. And also there was Lance Armstrong in Australia, an AFL player, Joe Watson, who plays for Essendon. There's been a lot of media attention surrounding it, so we want to have a bit of a chat about how it affects triathlon.
Yeah, and look, there should be a zero tolerance when it comes to drugs in sport, but particularly drugs in triathlon. You know, it's your job as a professional triathlete. You've stepped up to that next level. It is your job to know what is a banned substance. No excuses.
Look, I'm not a big fan of the term that they tend to use, which is accidental doping. Yeah. I don't think it's anywhere near as prevalent as everyone claims. It's a really good scapegoat. But there also are incidences, and there have been proven incidences, where it has occurred with, for example, Beck Keat, who's one of our ambassadors, had a horrible thing happen.
Yeah, back in 04, I think might have been 05 after Ironman WA, she got done for drugs. But it turns out that it was a contaminated product that she had used, sample product. So that is one of the very small percentages where there is such thing as an accidental
doping.
Yeah. Accident. And the thing is, Beck Keat was unfortunately, and I don't want to play down what happened to her because it sucked, but collateral damage of a rule that needs to be enforced. Yeah. And, you know, it did suck what happened to Beck, but I think that is such a small percentage compared to what's actually happening. And when people are done for drugs, they're done for a reason.
Absolutely. And it doesn't just affect, I'm not saying it doesn't just affect the people who win things, for example, but it affects, like you were saying earlier today, the people who come second.
And what about the people who come second? Yeah. And I mean, Jodie Swallow is a professional athlete who's very opinionated out in the social media world. And it's great. Like, I think it's unreal. Put your opinion out there. Fantastic. And she's actually one of these athletes who has come second to Virginia. I'm not even going to try and pronounce her last name. That one. And, you know, what happens to her? What about her prize money? What about the potential sponsors that would have come from her, you know, winning the European long course championships back in 2009?
The publicity that comes with it as well. Because
absolutely.
Triathlon as a sport, although it's a brilliant sport, it's one of the, I hate saying it, but it's one of the worst sports in the world as far as how much an event costs to put on and how much they make versus the percentages that they give the pros as for the prize money. So when you're coming second and it comes out months down the track that the person who came first, or when you're coming fourth, could have come third or have you, you're losing out on a lot of money and publicity that really makes a really big difference. I'm a massive fan. I know Roger Federer was pushing it earlier in the year, and it's very common in track and field events. It's also just been implemented in NRL in Australia, these biological passports, where they call them ABPs, which is athletic biological passporting. So they take all your bloods, they test your hormone levels, and it's just there. So every single time they test you, they've got a base the entire time. This has to start being implemented almost as soon as you're pro.
Exactly. And, you know, and if you do get done for doping and you want to return, they've got your passport there, and it needs to be, you know, identical when you return. Because if you're still taking drugs over that, say, 3-year ban period, what's to say that you're not reaping all those benefits, and then you come back and start smashing it out when you come back and you haven't been tested again?
And that's the issue with as well these peptides, that they're so hard to detect, because a peptide is something that makes your body produce something, a growth hormone that it would normally produce. So at small doses, it's helping you heal a lot faster. But if they've got this biological passport, it'll detect any abnormalities. So if they're starting to see any rises in your testosterone levels, or if you're taking sidetrack, or if you're taking growth hormones and stuff like that, they'll be able to recognise it because they detect the abnormalities. So it almost has to come in, well, as far as I'm concerned anyway, and it's just my opinion, but as soon as you go pro, it's there. Done.
Agreed. Zero tolerance to drugs. Say no to drugs.
Yeah, kids.
Now it's time for us to talk to possibly one of my favourite Olympians,
Erin Buttons Densham.
What was that?
Haven't you seen that cartoon? There's a little girl and there's a dog called Buttons, and she gets so excited when she's going to talk to the dog. She's like, Buttons!
I'm excited. I haven't seen that, but I'm not surprised you're drawing assimilations between cartoon characters and Olympic athletes in the slightest. But we will be talking to her live from Spain and live from her bed, ladies and gentlemen, Erin Densham.
It was strange. Like, I know I'm nowhere near where I was last year, so I just went there to see how I was going, and obviously I'm well off the mark. But yeah, I mean, I already knew that in a sense, but it's been a tough gig trying to like get everything going after last year from the pneumonia and everything. So it's been a really slow build up back. It's probably only in the last month I've just started to feel a bit better and actually start to feel like the training's actually adding up, and you know, I can actually sort of get back into racing and things like that. So it was good. I mean, shit result, obviously, for me, but, you know, it was what I needed to actually just get back out there and know exactly what I needed to do to move forward.
But how does your body adjust, you know, physiologically getting back into that, not just the racing, but the amount of training and the intensity of training that you're doing?
I was on the slide before London. I was already on my way down, so I was kind of like, I was pushing through a lot, and then I mean, I developed the pneumonia straight after Yokohama, so I tried to train through it all, but obviously didn't help. And I did take 2 months off completely, but, you know, during that time I was on 5 courses of antibiotics. I had my wisdom teeth out. I went on holidays, and I think I spent most of that holiday at altitude, which probably didn't help anything. But, so it wasn't really, I wouldn't really say I was resting, and I was just trying to get my body back to some sort of normal functioning order. So essentially, like, and then 2 months off, I really had to build up from the training. I mean, I've never had that long off before, so I was it's a massive shock to the system. And it was only like in April that I actually felt
the first time I felt like a runner again, actually running. I was like, this is weird. I thought I was destined to feel like shit forever then. I've been carrying a lot more weight than normal, which is healthy. I needed to, but again, it's been a slow hold, my body adjusting to that, and then actually now wanting to, I guess, move into that sort of peak performance sort composition and things like that. So it's taken a long time, and it's going to take longer. Yeah. I'm looking at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is Rio.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I look back in the Olympic cycles, in 2009, I had glandular fever, I had a hamstring tendinopathy, I got rescued from a race, sent to hospital from another one, had a heart operation in December. So I'm actually well ahead of where I was in the Olympic cycle, like the last one. So I'm doing really well this year. I haven't raced, I haven't earned any money yet this year, but I'm doing really well. Ultimately, the goal will probably be Tisy, which is another World Cup, which is 2 sprint distances over 2 days.
Yeah.
And then obviously Stockholm, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I qualify to race in London.
Awesome. Bring it on.
You got a crazy group of fangirls here supporting you. Woohoo! Go Buns!
Yeah.
Woo! That is the first time I've ever had anyone applaud me from a bed.
Yes.
I'm quite stoked about that.
Good on you.
Good on you. Wear it with pride. We've got another interview coming up, but I feel like we need to separate them.
How are we going to do that?
I don't want to do it in like a racial way, because I'm not into like interview apartheid, but more like laundry, where you don't want to, but you have to.
But that's still separating whites from colours.
Now, see that now you're getting racist about it. I don't think it's very nice. But I am excited because we are going to talk to Meredith Kessler, even though we'll give her a real proper introduction in 5 seconds.
Yes.
But not only is she an awesome athlete, but Meredith is also my favourite kind of goat's cheese. I love Meredith feta. Oh, it's delicious.
Do they get that in the States?
I don't know
what you're talking about?
I don't know. You are an awesome athlete and a delicious side to some red wine.
Anyways, as you know, in the previous episode, we did talk about Meredith and the accident she had on the course.
She's an accident-prone woman.
She's a little bit. People hunt her down on the bike.
They really do. She must be really obvious on a bike.
Yeah. Let's get her a bell.
Yeah, she needs a cowbell.
Yeah.
Cheerleaders and neon lights.
Cowbell?
Not cowbell. She's awesome. God, that's horrible.
Yeah,
God.
Just realised.
Delete it.
Anyway, introducing the lovely Meredith Kessler.
Whee!
Hello, thank you for having me. I love Witsup. So excited to be here. Thank you.
Stop it.
Oh, I'm blushing.
No, I love you guys. Come on. You speak the truth for all us women in the sport, so it's awesome. We're lucky to have you is what it is. Thank you.
All right, so this has now become an interview about us.
Yes.
So what do you think about us?
Hey, I might take you up on that, though, sometime. I'm going to write that down right now. Witsup, Witsup. Perfect. Okay.
Look what you've started.
Yeah.
Anyway, in our first episode, we briefly mentioned that you had an accident in a race where it was a head-on collision. I just want to ask you a little bit about it. You were basically riding along. The next minute, you woke up in hospital. Can you give us a bit of an idea of what was going through your mind?
Oh, man, yeah. So I was in Eagle Man, just a half Ironman I've done before, and I love it. Last I remember is being an arrow and looking down at my Garmin for a second, being like, oh, I have 3 miles to go. I was happy, excited to be in the lead because the field was amazing. I was just grateful and excited to run. And the next thing I remember is probably 8, 9 hours later, I was in the hospital, so I don't remember the crash. The lovely gentleman, Jim Lamastra, pro male, stopped his race and held me till the help got there. And then the nurses were sticking a needle up not my vein, and thus my bicep. It's like a love-hate relationship in that because I hate them for doing that. And hate's a strong word, but it hurts so badly. But I love them for doing that because I came to. It's how I came to. Screaming like a bat out of hell. But so that's all that I remember is from waking up and being like, whoa, what happened?
Far out. How are you feeling now? Are you back on the bike? Are you back training?
Yeah, I'm back down to planet Earth. Really, I was in Mars for about 5 days after. And look, I understand the brain isn't something to mess with, and I understand I had this moderate brain trauma, and I feel it sounds so dramatic, which it does, and it is. And my mom is on my grill every day, thinking, "You gotta protect it," and I know that. I'm well aware. It's just I just very much believe in like positive. That positive thoughts breed positive health. And I'm telling you, I was more concerned, forget the fracture on my head that I had. I wasn't even concerned with that. I was concerned with my ribs, thinking those would adhere me out of the game. But there's something, this is going to sound cheesy, so mark my words.
Okay.
But this is unintended to sound religious or anything crazy. I'm just saying there's something greater out there. I don't know what that greater word means, but there's something greater out there that has kept me alive, able to be a little resilient, that I am back to training full on. I have not ridden outside since the race. I'm still doing a lot of neuro testing to make sure my brain isn't nutty, and that I have reactionary skills to be able to bike handle.
Yeah.
But Matt had me run 22 miles on Sunday and swim 10K Saturday, and my head is much back in the picture. The first week, I was literally, cognitively, I was off. I could feel it in my, just when I was stroking, I was just kind of off, and my power certainly wasn't there. So I just really believe in resilience, and I believe that attitude has helped me get healthy faster. I mean, we're 3 weeks post-crash, and I feel, I don't like to use the word luck, but I feel that my PT, my support team, has helped me get healthy fast, and that positive energy has definitely as well. And now we just look forward to the next couple races, and as we build Dacona, of course.
We really need to get you some like high vis gear to wear, like neon flashing stuff. Because
I know it sounds so cheesy.
Yeah,
but it's funny to hear other people tell you that stuff you don't remember. That I looked, eyes rolling back in head. I looked brain dead. I mean, that's really is scary, and I can't hit my head again anytime soon, and I understand that. It's just the doctors who are telling me, and this is what if they were telling me it at 25 years old, where my longevity in the sport would be like 15 plus years. Sure, the chances of me crashing again are probably high. I mean, I just turned 35, right? So my longevity is not that much longer, that I've released that fear like we all do. You all do. I mean, every triathlete releases the fear of crashing before they toe the line. I'm not even thinking about crashing, but things are looking up cognitively. Like I feel like myself, That was the thing. You feel like very like for a while, and then now I'm back down to me, so that's good.
That's a great.
You're probably like, you're still a little like, Meredith. You're still a little like.
You're drooling again. You're drooling.
Yeah.
Do you have any race plans? Are you at that point yet, or are you looking at being at that point?
I am. You know what? I'm keeping on schedule. Like this crash came at a good time because I was kind of on a lesser intensity. I know it's funny to say that, but in looking the bright side, after Eagle Man, we were supposed to have a mid-season break, doing a little less intensity. So, hey, if I needed to be in the Vampire Den, horizontal, out of it for 5 days, why not it be when I'm on a mid-season break? I've got Vineman and Lake Stevens here in 2 weeks, and unless the doctors tell me they don't want me riding outside, which I think we're looking up in that capacity, I might not be able to ride outside until the race, or rather a couple days before, and that I'm fine with that too.
Well, we're so glad that you're actually doing okay. Before we let you go, we actually did just chat to Marinda Carfrae, who she wants you to beef up your game when it comes to the smack talk. Yeah. And
she's saying you got to find your inner mongrel, basically.
A little bit. So Garanza's got just a couple of pointers for you, just a couple of ideas.
I was thinking.
You're saying to me that Rintastic does?
Yeah.
Rinny, Rintastic. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. I'll listen.
Maybe when
I'm
you're
all
out
ear.
on the course, you've got to start yelling abuse to your competitors.
Yeah.
And even if you don't want to do you don't want to say to someone, you have trouble holding, proper relationships, because that might be real. So you don't want to say that. But if you just start saying, you're ugly, or your socks aren't long enough, stuff like that.
My goodness. Okay, so the heckling needs to get a little bit more beefy in the races.
Yeah.
Got it. No.
Okay, there is a buttload of awesome races coming up.
Collective noun of triathlons, buttload.
Yes, officially.
Yeah.
We've got some race previews that we want to go through, or as I like to call them, watching Steph Hansen try to pronounce European foreign names.
Screw you, man.
Yeah.
Starting with Ironman Frankfurt. Did I get that right?
You did. Also a sausage.
And I'm not going to go through all the European names because we're going to kick off with Katie. Yes. It's her first Ironman race since Ironman WA in December last year, so we're pumped for her to go around the course.
Stoked.
I'll have a crack at Anya Beranek.
Yeah.
Yep, she came second to Caroline Steffen last year, so she'll be lining up as well. And really interested to watch Jodie Swallow race as well. It's her second ever Ironman and also her second Ironman event in this year. So excited to see the plethora of talent going around the course at Frankfurt.
She's backing it up. Go Swallows.
Totally. A week later and just up the road is, of course, Challenge Roth. Big names at Challenge Roth.
Wow, I know someone going to Challenge Roth. Do you, Steph? Steph Hansen? Do you know anyone going to Challenge Roth, Steph Hansen?
I go to Challenge Roth.
Yeah, she is.
Caroline Steffen is going to be at Challenge Roth for the first time, which is Zina.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Super.
Yeah. It's great to see her having a crack at the challenge race and the European contingent there as well. You cannot be trusted.
I love
I'll turn mine for a second.
Just get all girly.
She is awesomeness cubed. So the European contingent at Challenge Roth as well is phenomenal. So looking forward to that race unfold.
And it's going to be mental. Sorry, Challenge Roth is one of the best races as far as just the community and the people getting involved. You're going to be...
I'm going to have a GoPro on the bike. Massive geek.
The run kind of loops through town, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you can have people there the whole time just high-fiving you, a lot of lederhosen slapping, throwing sausages at you.
Oh, cannot wait. And also, big
Racial
event.
stereotypes much. Yes,
Totally.
continue.
BG, it's her 10th time at Challenge Roth, so it's going to be a massive party. So that's awesome. Now, another really cool race that I wish it would be there as well. ITU, you got me started. I've had way too many coffees. ITU Kitzbühel race.
Yeah, that's Ferris Bueller's younger sister, Kitzbühler. Just Kitzbühler.
Emma Jackson's actually written us up a preview. Check it out on Witsup.
Jacko.
Good old Jacko. She is racing, and the rest of the Aussie contingent consists of Emma Moffat,
Mofo.
Felicity Abram,
Lincoln.
of course,
Yes.
and Ashley Gentle.
Soften.
What?
Like soft and gentle, you know, the
Oh,
toilet paper.
yep, okay,
She
got it.
wipes away the shit.
Also, keep an eye on Anne Hogg.
Don't call her that. That's really rude.
Oh, I got nothing. Gwen Jorgensen.
I forgot to count with my fingers.
And Non Stanford.
Oh, well, who's racing then?
Non Stanford.
Yeah, but if she's not racing, then who's racing?
Non Stanford.
Yeah, but you just said that it was Hogg. Didn't call her that, but and then on Stanford, who's racing instead of Stanford?
No, Non Stanford.
Yeah, but who's... So this is our second webisode of Witsup TV. In our first one, we had a right royal chat with the awesome BG that went on for yonks and was impossible to edit down.
Oh my God.
So we've decided to do something a little different. Tell us about it, Chi.
In every episode from here on in, she's going to have 60 seconds to spew forth everything triathlon in her brain, and it'll be a regular feature called 60 Seconds with BG.
So I am reporting in from Marbella, Spain, which is down the southern coast of Spain. Beautiful spot, part of the world for training. And I've been here for 10 to 12 days now, getting ready, putting the final touches on my training for my 10th Challenge Roth this year, coming up next weekend. So I actually leave here on Monday and fly across to Germany. Very excited because obviously there's not been that many races that I've done 10 times. I think I've done Phuket 10 times and I'm in Australia 10 times, and so now Challenge Roth. But this is by far my favourite long distance event. So I'm really looking forward to it. And of course the organisers are throwing me a huge party, German style, which I'm a little concerned about because it's pre-race, not post-race. I wouldn't be concerned if it was after the race, but before the race is little bit iffy, but it's going to be great fun. My family are coming over again. I think it's going to be their 5th time coming, so really excited, and hopefully everyone gets behind me.
We've come to the end of our 2nd episode, and it was really fun for me. I'm the worst actress ever.
A little bit.
Home and Away would love me.
So true.
Oh, so true. But it's been an awesome episode. Thanks for sticking around right to the end.
Again.
Exactly, we love you. We've got some awesome people that we want to thank, though. Thanks to MBK.
Yes, definitely. Erin Densham, Buttons.
BG.
Always.
For her 60 seconds of madness.
And Marinda Carfrey.
Cannot forget her. Thanks to you, Steph.
Oh, thanks, Nat.
Oh, my pleasure. Also, thanks to the rad people at White Cafe in Glen Huntley Road.
Once again, fueling us for this webisode.
So much coffee. So much coffee.
We would just like to sign off with the Witsup Triathlon Glossary word of the day, and it is lactate threshold.
What you've hit when you absolutely cannot breastfeed anymore. See you, suppers.
See ya.